Welcome back to Holland 68 News. Today we are interviewing software engineer Hadziomanovic, who tells us that his job is frustrating yet rewarding, and whose true profession could be considered electrical engineering since he studied it in college. We're going to pass it on to Jacob, who's going to do the interview.
Welcome, Ziudet. Tell us about yourself.
Sure thing. I'm a software engineer from Bosnia. I escaped from Sarajevo during the war.
How did you become a software engineer?
I didn't initially intend to be a software engineer. I graduated with an electrical engineering degree from the University of Sarajevo. And at that time, computers weren't very widespread. We had just one old computer with 16 kilobytes of memory. When I took my thesis for graduation, I tried to solve simple math problems using computers. And it started with that. My first job was in the Department for Mathematics Modeling. And it was more mathematics, but with development of software for computers. The program became a bigger part of my job. Soon programming became my whole job instead of mathematics.
Is your training in electrical engineering not relevant to you anymore then?
Not at all. 90% of my career has been working with electrical companies because of my original training as an electrical engineer. It's really important to have background in the area that you are working in.
What kind of things do you do as a software engineer?
I translate real-life problems that the computer companies have into equations. For example, let's say I have to figure out an estimate for the next 5 years on how much power is going to be used in all of Minnesota and how it is going to be transmitted, which is something I'm working on right now. You use mathematical formulas to arrive at that result, and you use computers, but you must first formulate for yourself a good description of the real behavior of the entire system. So for that, it is not just mathematics. You have to know how things really work.
Would you say it's hard work?
Yes, definitely I would. It's hard to do and it's almost always frustrating. It's easy to use finished products like computer games or Microsoft products, but the process to completing software is very frustrating. It is something even pretty easy to write a program, but not to make it so that the user who will use the program can't do anything stupid or cause some problems. You have to imagine every single thing the user could do on the keyboard. The part that takes all of my time, and it is very boring time. Most days what I am doing is actually looking at screens full of numbers trying to find what number is wrong. I am testing over and over again to find point where something is wrong.
Couldn't you get someone else to do that busy work for you?
You can't. You can't hire this out to someone with less skills because there is no way to explain what you want. It is very complicated, and there are only a few places in the world where to do this. So, not many people understand, and it's much harder to explain than to just do it by yourself.
Do you like the work?
It's okay, but it's hard. I work many hours sometimes, for many weeks sometimes. I think about my work and my life in Bosnia, and I have double vision. From one point, it looks terrible. From another, like paradise. In Sarajevo, we worked for only 4 hours. We got less done, definitely. But the reason this was possible was that pay was not earned. It was determined by politics. The government paid workers even if productivity wasn't so great. It seems crazy when I know the difference in the United States, but it was a nice life. But the cost of everything was that it couldn't last, and I became a refugee of the Bosnian War. It's very different in America. When you work 12 hours, there isn't much time for real life, you know? Capitalism is without any doubt more efficient, but somehow the time spent working and buying everything, it takes too much life.
And that's all the time we have for the interview. Thank you, Mr. Ziudet. That was very insightful.
Thank you, Jacob, and thank you, Zedek, for that interview. Engineering, a profession that encompasses many fields and demands long hours. They can be very successful, but they can also not have enough time for their family or their personal life. We sent some of our field reporters to the local Mount Sac campus to ask some STEM students what they feel about these issues. Going on to the reporters out in the field right now. I'm here with Jacob. He's in aerospace engineering. Jacob, how does that story go with you with your future occupation?
You know, I also found it important to specialize my major, which is why I chose to become an aerospace engineer as opposed to just a mechanical engineering major. And, you know, I also resonated with his story about working too many hours. It's something that I'm really concerned with, as it seems like a lot of engineering jobs in the future do require a lot of hours, and there isn't a lot of options otherwise. But I'll just have to see how things pan out in the future.
Thank you, Jacob. Going back to another reporter that'll interview another student.
We're here with Julio, a robotics engineer from Mount Sac. Tell us, Julio, what did you think of this interview at Hadziomanovic?
Well, I thought about the interview and how it can apply to my future job would be the critical thinking part and the problem solving part, where I'm going to have to be doing a lot of it. And also on the part where I'm going to have to be versatile due to being in different departments of engineering, being able to do different kinds of it.
Oh, very interesting. Thank you, Julio.
Good afternoon. I'm here with Jose, a manufacturing engineering major. Tell me, Jose, how did the setup interview goes with your future occupation?
Well, it connects to me in the way that, how you said, Math Connect is the same everywhere. It just, you have to apply it to different jobs. And for me, it's making stuff, so I have to know the dimensions and have to know the math to tell the space or the sizes of multiple other things. And that's how it connects to me.
All right, thank you.
We're back from our field reporters. Wow, what an interesting topic for today's discussion. And it's all the time we have for today. When we're back, cell phones. Are they causing people to stay up 24 hours a day? Find out when we return on Holland 68 News.